Really? Stop getting pulled in by homicide detectives. I don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day at this point. Like, this is where our life is going. I have a statue of Thor. One of Odin's children, Thor's brother, is named Tyr, and at Ragnarok, he gets his arm bit off by Fenrir the wolf, his left arm. Now, during the birth of my son, that statue fell off where it was, and the left arm broke off the statue. Only the left arm. During the birth of my son, so you can't tell me that the gods weren't there. Hey yo, what's poppin', fellas? What's poppin', people? World? It's Juice D Emcee, Dorchester, Massachusetts, Fields Corner, Heckler Street, Renegade Grenades. You know what I'm saying? We here to talk about life. We here to get shit off our chest. Keep it real, man. We bouncing back. I've been watching you, B. Luke, man. I've been watching you grow. I've been paying attention to the show and watching it evolve. And I felt like I needed to come on to this show for myself to evolve, because I've been having these problems in life that been holding me back, not allowing me to grow as an artist, to grow as a person, because I've been so angry about shit that happened to me when I was a kid. And like, I know this ain't therapy. Shit that I've been through, I feel like a lot of people go through it and they don't talk about it. Yeah.
So just tell me about what it's like growing up in Dorchester.
Hey, yo, I jumped off the porch real young. My father was a Vietnam War veteran. I was never even supposed to be born, to be honest with you. I was like a fucking miracle. He was infected with Agent Orange in Vietnam, and because of that, I've had a lot of problems in my life that have forced me to grow up faster than I should have. I was never able to be a child. I never had a childhood. And that was tough because I wanted to do what everybody else was doing, but I wasn't. Like, I was just in and out of programs because, like, my mother didn't want me. I felt like you know what I mean? I was that kid. I had a lot of problems because I was in an incubator for the first 6 months of my life because my lungs were undeveloped, and I had a lot of issues because of this Agent Orange that my father was infected with. And my father was an alcoholic. My parents divorced when I was 5. The incident that impacted my life tremendously happened around that time. My mother's boyfriend, he had an older son. He was 16, I was 5. I don't need to go any further on that situation, but you know, something happened to me that shouldn't happen to any child 3 times. I asked for help from the people that was supposed to help me, the people that was supposed to be there, and they weren't. They just sent me away. And that's how I grew up. I grew up by myself. With me, all I know is me. I swore from that day that I would never let anybody victimize me again. And I tell you this, man, I'll never be a victim, but I'll always help somebody. And that shit really hurts my soul. It means a lot to me because there's a lot of victims out there. There's people out here really victimizing people that can't stand up for themselves, that's really going through some shit, and these people out here victimizing them, and that shit is crazy, man. And the government is doing it, and the prison system is doing it, and they're not listening to us. And like, we're the people. We're society. Look at what they're doing in Europe. Motherfucker, if you go to jail in Europe, it's their fault. It's the government's fault. They fucking send you to college and all kinds of shit. Here, they fucking put us in a dark pit with some fucking child and fucking tell us to shut up. Like, that shit is fucking crazy. And society as a whole is so indoctrinated with this school to prison pipeline. And everything is just designed to make us so one way. And when people step out of the fucking fray, it's a fucking problem. Like, who said this and who said that? Who said that we gotta live this way? Who said we gotta live that? They still teaching our kids that Christopher Columbus found fucking America.
Right.
Come on now. We all know that's a lie, bro. Like,
I want to get into, so I know you said your father had this Agent Orange. Was he part of your life? Was he a father at all?
My father tried real hard to be involved in my life, as a matter of fact, and was roadblocked by my mother.
Do you resent your mother at all?
Tremendously. We have no relationship. I really don't want to talk too much about her because I don't want this to go. But me and her do not have a relationship because of the choices that she chose to make in my life in the way that they affected my life, and I need to protect my children.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And,
we don't got to touch on that anymore. Just talk
That's all I
about
gotta
how
say.
you were in school, because a lot of times if we have problems at home.
I was on an IEP. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but that's an individual educational plan. And that's what they put the bad kids on. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How early?
My whole life. I was diagnosed with bipolar, ADHD, PTSD, or early onset bipolar at 5 years old. I was put on every medication you can think of, Seroquel, fucking, every medication, Triliptal, Risperidol, fucking Paxil, everything. They put me on everything. They just medicated me. Like, I was just that, like, medicated kid in the room, like, that my whole life. That's how I was. Like, and that's why I'm so angry now. And, like, I need to be heard so much, because my whole life they was just like, yo, shut up. Like, that's how I felt. Like, I had 13 psych hospitalizations before I was 13 years old. I don't know why. I was just trying to be a regular kid. I don't think I was that bad. I don't think that I was that bad to have to go.
How long is the first stay in one of those psych institutions? And just talk about that experience.
The first one I was like 5 years old, and I went there after that situation had happened to me. And I remember I was there for like 2 weeks or something like that. But I remember like not wanting to be there, and like I remember the cops having to come, because I literally remember sitting in the basement after this incident happened to me, and looking up at the sky, and you know, I heard about God my whole life up until then, and like I was really looking up there, like wondering why that happened to me, and I swore at that moment that I would never, ever, ever be a victim to anybody in my life. And now here I was in this fucking group home with these fucking adults trying to throw me around and victimize me all over again. And like, I come from a home where I was physically abused, mentally abused. My father was an alcoholic. I went to school, and then it would be like I'd be in school for a couple of months, and then like I would be in like this hospital. Yeah. Like, that's like what my childhood was like. Like, there would be these spurts in my childhood where like I would just not be, like Josh would just be gone. There was no more Bleach. There was no more Juice. There was no more Josh. I was just gone, and people are like, yo, where's he at?
When you get back to school,
where I was at. Like,
what happens? Do you feel like an outcast?
Yeah, I mean, all the time I was acting out in school, throwing chairs at teachers, and like I said, I refused to be a victim, and I was just angry, and like I felt like they thought that they acted like it was my fault,
right?
And I had anger for that my whole life, and then my father dropped me off at a homeless shelter on my 18th birthday.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? I was literally in a program, and he called me, and he said he was coming to pick me up. And he came and picked me up from the program. He gave me $100, bought me a cell phone. And he dropped me off at a fucking homeless shelter. And, yeah, I was on the streets.
What kind of things were you doing to deal with all this stuff you got going on mentally? And
I started shooting heroin when I was 14 years old. To be honest with you, I shot heroin before I even sniffed an OC-80.
Wow.
Yeah, my shit was ass backwards. I was in this program called the Baird Center. It's shut down now. It was ran by the Home for Little Wanderers. It was like a DYS program and shit. I was there with one kid. I was there with Edwin Shoemaker, Eddie Shoes. He's like a state rep now. But like they shut the program down because they was really doing shit to kids in there. Like, I was in this program for 4 years, from 13 to 17. And they was really, not me, thank God, but I know of a lot of kids that, shit happened to, and they're no longer with us because they couldn't handle what they had to go through.
Wow.
And
those
are the people I'm trying to give voices to. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm angry, like, they're not here no more, they're not living their life. And I'm here. So I'm here for a reason.
Absolutely.
We gonna get it out, you know what I'm saying? We gonna let them know I got a voice, man. I got my brother with me, my day one all the way. He's with me every motherfucking trip. Everywhere I go, he go. He's with me. He's like the toast. You feel me? He's always there.
It's one thing to get in trouble at school. When does trouble with the law come into effect?
Yo, what happens? On dogs, it's funny. Yeah, the first time I ever got in trouble, was next to the Dorchester house, there used to be this fucking, I remember I was there with my cousin, Mike McNally. There used to be this, rest in peace, Mike McNasty. God rest your soul, bro. Hope you up there in Valhalla with Odin, picking back bull when you heard. Yeah, there used to be, it's the Kelly house now, but it used to be an abandoned house, and we used to party in this house all the time. And there's like 3 feet of trash. So one day we go to the house to party, and there's a dead body in the house. So me being like a kid, I was like 8 or 9 or whatever, the cops are there, we're going to, but I got scared because I'm partying in there. So like I go to the cops and I'm like, yeah, you know, you gonna find my fingerprints on some shit in here like I thought they was gonna do. Mm-hmm. And the dude just died. He was like a homeless dude, went in there to sleep and died. But like stupid me, I'm like admitting to smoking weed at like 8 and fucking all of this shit to the cop. And that was like the first time like the police ever, but that's like my father, this is a funny story. My father, God rest his soul. He's in Valhalla too. Straight soldier, warrior. My father, real warrior. So he told me one day, he said, I always knew you was gonna be a problem because when I was 2, he taught me to ride a bike with no training wheels, right? I just took off on the bike. And when I was a baby, they used to have, you know, the gates that they put on the door? They used to have 2 of them on the door because I climb over the gate. I get out. I was getting out of that motherfucker, right? So my mother goes to check on me, and I'm gone. I'm not in the house, right? Nowhere to be found. The bike's gone. I'm 2. Took off in the middle of the night out of the house in my diaper from Heckler Street on my bike. And I was down the street on Dorchester Ave with a fucking prostitute eating a popsicle at 3:30 in the morning. Damn. She found me riding the bike, like, and stopped me, and like they called the cops and like brought me home. But like that was like my like I had no guidance. Like I was fucking 2 or 3 years old. Like what the fuck was I doing riding my bike down Dorchester Ave at 3 in the morning? Right. But that goes to show you what type of household I grew up in. Yeah.
So talk a little bit about your friends growing up. What kind of impact did they have on you? Were you a follower, or what kind of people did you gravitate towards?
Early in life, I was definitely, I'll say a follower. I don't like to say follower, but like I'll say I was part of the pack before I became the leader of the pack.
Got you.
But I was always part of it. I don't necessarily say I was a follower, but I was fucking with people that was fucking with the same shit as me. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we was all leaders, and we just all, you know, real recognize real. Fuck all that following shit. Real recognize real, and if you real and I'm real, we stick together. You know what I'm saying? We could both be leaders. I was in a group home, like I said, from 13 to 17. I used heroin for the first time in that group home. There was a girls' group home across the pond. We used to sneak from the group home over to the girls' one in the middle of the night, and you know what I'm saying? I lost my virginity in this group home. I grew up in this group home because I was at that age where, like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, back then I used to skateboard too, so I was like the angry guy. I'll crack you with the skateboard if you piss me off type shit like it. And that's just like, that's how I was rocking. We was in this DYS program in cabins in the middle of the fucking woods in Miles Standish and Plymouth. Like, you ain't going nowhere. Yeah. You might as well get comfortable. So I was just bicking back bull and doing my thing there. You know what I'm saying? Fuck it. I'm here for the stay. And I was there for 4 joints. Finally, they let me out. I was like trying to get out of there the whole time. And I remember being in there just writing rhymes. Like I've been rapping my whole life. Like I just love to rap. And just being in there writing rhymes. And I remember I remember my books going missing. Like I remember vividly like going to look for my books and some of them being missing and then like reappearing because like the counselors were taking them and photocopying my shit that I was writing to like give it to the counselors and shit like it, just to like to see what I'm writing down.
What kind of things were you writing about? Were you just rapping the normal stuff, or you getting real personal?
I was angry. I was really I'm very personal with, and like for me this is hard because I really want to lay it all on. I'm really trying hard to not put everything out there because I got so much that I got to get off my chest that I'm angry about, but like this really ain't the place to do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm really trying to move forward with positive things. I was part of the problem for 34 years, all right? And a lot of people don't like me now because I'm fucking serious about everything. And the reason I'm serious about everything is because it was a joke for 34 years. My so-called friends told on me. 13 of them.
Wow.
13 of my friends told on me and sent me away to state prison. I'm the only one that kept the band and didn't jump ship. They forced my wife to testify against me. They took my son away from me for 5 years. They sent me to state prison. They told me to shut up. They locked me up. They threw me in a fucking hole. They took everything from me.
How old were you when you first went upstate?
Honestly, I was 28. I had 3 county bids before that, all 18 months. But like I was 28 before I actually caught like my first state bid. I've been indicted a lot of times and like beat it. I always catch like little dumb shit, but like they bought, you know how Suffolk County, they indict a fucking ham sandwich over there. You get indicted for everything. So like I always been in and out of the court, Dorchester court, Southie court, Roxbury court. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. The whole fucking list.
So how come you...
Plymouth County,
why do you think you didn't learn your lesson off of those county bids?
I feel like...
Was it not enough time?
Like, not even that, but like I just didn't care at that point. I felt abandoned. My whole life I felt abandoned. I've been with like I have my brother with me. He's here with me now. He's been with me since day one. But like for a long time, I was so fucked up on drugs that like I was pushing everybody away. I didn't care about nothing. I was getting high and I wanted to die. I was mad. I was homeless. I was living on the fucking streets. I didn't care. I had a trailer in fucking Brockton behind W.B. Mason with some fucking scallywag and fucking... I was fucking just selling fucking dope out of this trailer and fucking getting high and trying to fucking die. And like one of the situations that fucking woke me up, I woke up one morning to fucking drones over the trailer and shit out in the woods in Brockton and fucking murder police looking for some kid that went missing that I let stay in my trailer, and it just became like, I mean, we got pulled in for questioning and like it was on Valentine's Day. It was just like all kinds of shit. And I remember it was funny because I get out of the police station after I had warrants. They let me and this bitch go with warrants. It was fucking crazy in Brockton. And I says to him, like, you know what, I'm done. Like, I'm done with it. Like, I just got pulled. Like, I'm done. See you later. Like, I'm trying to go. I'm done. I'm going to detox. I'm done with this. I'm not living in the trail. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm done.
You're just trying to get right.
Yeah, and she's like, it's Valentine's Day. You didn't even say Happy Valentine's. Like, really? She got fucking pulled in by a homicide detective. I don't give a fuck about Valentine's Day at this point. Like, this is where our life is going.
Damn.
This is where I got a pocket full of crack, and I could have just run away for years. But those are the situations that I was finding myself in, and like, I was on the run. I'm on the run from Superior Probation at the time. Like, they could have locked me up. They didn't. They gave me a chance.
Talk about Superior Probation. What happened?
My man's got deported to the DR like years ago. He's a scammer. So we had this thing going where we was calling people up on like the west coast of the country, and we was, basically he was telling them, that their family members were in crazy situations and they needed to wire money to this or whatever. And my job in the situation was to find people to pick up the money orders. And we were doing it for like 7 years. Like, I would find people to pick up I had like 8 people picking up money orders every day. Yeah. And like they were getting $100 to pick up a money order. Like, I'd come to you and be like, hey, B, you want to pick up this money order? You go and pick up the money order. You get 100. I get 150. You know what I'm saying? But we're talking like 3,500, 3,800 at a time. And we were doing this for 7 years. And then what happened, what blew it open was that this dude was doing his like parents' taxes in New Mexico and seeing that my friend at the time, my supposed best friend at the time, his wife had wired or had gotten $25,000 wired to her over the course of 2 years from this dude's mother. And mind you, they were living in a tent in his basement, walking around Dorchester Ave, picking up cans when I put them on for they were picking up cans, homeless. Yeah. And they was making $100 a day each to pick up these money orders, and they fucking told on me. Damn.
What kind of people?
They fucking literally went to the fucking
Hold on one second. Let me cut you off real quick though. What kind of people were you scamming? Are these people that are criminals? Do you think these people deserved it?
So I didn't. To be honest with you, and that's a thing that I struggled with for a long time because my my supposed friend, we're no longer friends. I feel like in my heart because like I did time for him and he did me wrong. I kept it a band for you and you fucking did me wrong, bro. You know who you are. I ain't gotta say your name, but you did me wrong. And kept it a band for you. I did time for you, and you fucking stabbed me in the back, bro. I know you took money from me at times. Like,
no, but what about the victims of these?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's what I feel like. I feel like he played me in this. Like, I did time for him, and I'm the one that got played because they were scamming old people. They were scamming elderly people. So when I got arraigned on this case, I find out that I'm getting charged with grand larceny from elderly disabled, and I'm getting looked at like a fucking scumbag.
Right.
Because if I'd have known that you were calling up old people and telling them fucking that their pregnant daughter was in a fucking car accident, I wouldn't have been on board with it.
Wow.
Because that shit's crazy. That shit, you know what I'm saying? You're victimizing people, and that's not how I rock.
Right, because it's one thing when we in the streets.
In the life,
that's what I'm getting at.
But if you ain't in the life, you know what I'm saying?
You feel guilty about that?
I feel extremely guilty about that, but I was getting high at the time, so at the time my moral compass is fucked up.
Now you do, though, a little.
But yeah, and like I'm trying to give back because, like I said, I was part of the solution for a long time. I'm part of the problem for a long time, and I'm trying to be part of the solution. Yeah, bro, I took from this community. I bled this community fucking dry for years.
So is that what you end up going upstate for?
Yeah, that's what I went upstate for. I had 350 counts. They could have fucking ran it consecutive. I was lucky. I got 3 in a day. I hit Walpole. Then I hit the max.
Why? Why did you go?
Before I was up the way, before I came to Walpole, I was in Plymouth. I'm an STG gang member, obviously. My movements are restricted, and I automatically have points because I'm STG'd. Okay. So, like, you got to have 12 points to go to the max at this time. And I had, like, 13 or 14 points, I believe. I was only there for 3 months and 2. And then...
So let's just talk about how banging comes part of your life, man. Let's talk about the real stuff.
I'm MBK, my brother's keeper, and that's what it is, bro. I live my life by that. I am my brother's keeper. That means something to me. If you're my brother to the end. Friends are most important. Love yours. Your love is mine, always and forever. You feel me? People went all the way left with this shit, and I'm trying to take it all the way right.
Okay.
So I don't know what y'all doing out there, but if y'all MBK, tap in with me, because I'm the boss, you heard?
So talk fuck
with your boy.
So talk about that state bid being a white banger. Like, what's your bid like?
Hey,
was
it
ever an issue
my bid was straight on it. Yo, my bid was straight, honestly. Like I said, I was moving on shit to the max. I was in Concord. I was with your brother JoJo, shit.
Free JoJo.
My man, free JoJo. Free the guys. Richie, matter of fact, hold on real quick before I go any further, because I wanted to do this at the beginning.
Yes, sir. Go for
I got a list here, some names. Kevin Dyke, Richie Allison, Ralphie and Jerry, Nikki Angelesco, your brother JoJo, obviously. My man Saw 5, free that man. Tone, 9 Trey, free that man. My man Killer, Kyle Walker, G Stone, free that man. Blank Man in the feds, free that man. Timmy Shrewan, you got 14 left, free that man. Peter Ray, you be home one day. My man Q, I know you got that natty, but we gonna flip it, bro. You be all right. Demand, you be home soon, man. And you know, it be like that, man. And y'all just gotta hold your head high.
Why was it important?
I want a moment.
Why was that important for you? Okay, yeah.
Before we go any further, can we have a moment of silence for all of those people that's locked behind the wall? Absolutely. That ain't gonna come home, that's missing their family right now, please. If y'all would just hang your heads for that. Absolutely, you know what I mean?
Bro.
Show respect for those that made that sacrifice for us.
Absolutely.
Right.
Why was that important that you wanted to say those names, man?
Everybody on that list is a good person on Dog. Everybody on that list affected my life in some positive way. They pushed me to do my music. They pushed me to, they were good people that found themselves in a bad situation, and they're doing unnecessary time. I'll say that again, unnecessary time. And we're fucking mad, bro. We mad about this. We're not animals. Mm-hmm. The human brain don't stop growing until we're 25, and they're locking all of these people up for crimes that they did before that. You know, people are suffering. If you never been inside, yo, we suffering in there, believe that. Bologna fucking sandwiches that's a week old on soggy bread and shit. You try to eat that shit. Tell me how you feel. Sitting on a cold ass metal fucking toilet with some fucking weirdo next to you and shit. That shit ain't right, bro. It's not. And people are living like that for the rest of their life. There's something wrong with that. We need to correct that. We need prison reform in this country or something. Something needs to happen because the numbers are high and the shit ain't adding up. Yeah. Shit just ain't adding up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, they fucking with us, bro. I just feel like feeling it, bro.
As long as it remains a business to the people in charge, it can change a little, but it's always going to be messed up, man, because money is the motive for everything. Everything that don't make sense morally, you follow that dollar and it'll make sense financially.
You know what I'm saying? When I do something, I do it all the way. So like when I became a member of MBK, I rose to the top quickly because of my political aspirations and the way that I see things, and I'm about peace, and I'm about pushing positivity and non-violence. There's no need to be violent, like, you know what I'm saying? But fuck the ops, for real. If you're against us all the way. And if violence is necessary, then it is. But aside from that, like, we're really not pushing violence. We're pushing peace. We trying to work together and get to a place where we can all be ourselves. Massachusetts been struggling to break through in the industry, and we're going to do it this year. 2024,
let's go.
Mark Juice D Emcee's words, Massachusetts is fucking go. We got Millie's, we got Joyner Lucas. We about to have me. My brother Gates, Renegade, Grenades, Mort Beezy, Day Heat. We got heat coming out of here, bro.
43 AD.
43 AD. We really got motherfucking heat coming out of Massachusetts. They're not ready for what's about to come out the pistol, bro.
Do you think having a messed up family and a messed up childhood and family dynamic, is that why you gravitated towards the brotherhood that you did?
Honestly, yeah. And to be honest with you, and I run a tight ship, bro. I run a tight fucking ship. If you ain't doing something for yourself or for your community, to better yourself, to better your community, to better your family, if you're not doing something productive, then you're not part of MBK. Because we're supposed to be helping one another. We're supposed to be pushing each other forward. And I don't want people to get the wrong idea that, like, MBK is this crazy fucking gang, because that's not what it is. We're a movement of men and women that are trying to fucking shape the dynamic and the direction that the youth of Massachusetts and America are facing right now, because my whole generation got wiped out by fentanyl, heroin, OxyContin, and this next generation come up, they got us for parents. Think about that.
Yeah.
They got all us for parents, or they don't got no parents at all because they're dead. Think about all the kids that got no mom, no dad because of fentanyl. I'm so lucky to be here. I got 2 beautiful children. Shout out my wife, Rachel. I love you so much, babe. I love you so much. You are my world. You gave me 2 beautiful children. I love you. I love them so much. They're my world. You're my world. My babies. I'll do anything for them. And that's why I do this, for them, for my family, because for a long time I didn't have that, and my whole life all I wanted was that, and I didn't have that because my family dynamic was so fucked up that I was over here. It's like they didn't want me to be part of their family, and when I am part of it, it's chaotic. They don't want me to be. They want me to be part of it until I'm part of it, and then when I'm part of it, they don't want me to be part of it no more, because that ain't what family is, bro. Family's supposed to be there when it's hard, when it's good, when it's fucking raining, when it's snowing, when you're bleeding, when you're crying. Fuck all that. If we argue, we argue. We hug, we make up. You're my family, right? So fuck that. We can't have a disagreement. You gotta be mad at me for fucking 3 weeks and never talk to me again because I called you a fucking bitch. You're acting like a bitch. Get over it.
Sorry about that.
You could tell me that too. You know what I'm saying? If I'm acting out of fucking pocket, tell me. Fucking right. Pull me up on my bullshit. If I'm acting fucked up, let me know. Because I'm acting, you know what I'm saying?
Just to get back into it, do you wrap up in Concord? that bid?
My first bid I wrapped up at Conk, and my second bid I wrapped up from the Funny Farm, OCCC, because...
How long in between you get out from the first bid?
I was out 2 years.
Okay, so what's your mindset like? You getting out 2 years, that's not by accident.
So, when I first went in for the bid, right, they had forced my wife, they forced her, pregnant with my oldest, to testify against me for this case. They forced her. When my friend and his wife went to the grand jury or whatever they did, went to the police station and they told on everybody. They told on my wife. They told on my wife. And her sister's got mental health problems, so they fucking said everything. It was just like a waterfall of fucking shit. Then some other fucking people everybody fucking told that was fucking involved. You know what I mean? Except me. Mm-hmm. I'm the only one that didn't fucking tell. And I'm a fucking convicted fucking felon and all kinds of shit. I only got 3 joints. And like they told on me, they got immunity. Like they made it this huge fucking thing. I mean, it's pretty big, but like, and giving immunity to 13 fucking people to put me away for 3 years. Like you let all of those people walk to put this guy, this monster, away for 3 joints.
Right.
13 people.
What kind of life were you living in those 2 years? Were you living the street life?
Yeah,
and it came to a head?
Because the courts forced me to not have a relationship with my wife and son. Mm-hmm. So, like I said before, I was running around with this scallywag. And, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as I got out of Concord, I was high within an hour.
Okay.
And,
it just took
you know what I'm saying?
Years.
Ripping and running. We did the PUA shit. Balled out. Fucking, and then I started doing what it is that I do, you know what I'm saying? And,
so what's your second state bid like? Is Walpole still class, Shirley?
Nah, this trip was the max. On my second trip, is class now. It's different, but you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still the max. Mm-hmm. You still locked in, you still, I mean, that's
where do you
what I'm
get
saying.
classified to? The old colony?
It don't matter where you at in a joint because the same people that you're with in county are the same people that you're with in Walpole and in Classic. Yeah. They're in prison. You're locked up. So you're going to be around the same type. And Massachusetts ain't but this fucking big, man.
Small.
You know what I'm saying? So, like...
You see the same faces from juvie. At least I have.
Like...
So do you get classed to old colony
you know
because of
so what
is that because of the mental health thing?
So I'm friends with the kid Nick Angelesco. Free him. Had a beef at one time, and my first bid in Walpole, I was with Nicky in the yard, and me and Naka, we squashed the beef through Nicky in the yard on the first bid, and you know what I mean, shit kind of quieted down, and then so I'm in the max this trip getting classed, and in comes Nicky on a 6 to 9. You know what I'm saying? I banged a 5, so I'm on the low side, and he's a dub, so he'd be with the 6s, the Gs, and the Crips and shit. So he's on the high side, but we're on the same unit. So like when we're out on a rec together, you know what I'm saying? I could go out on a rec and I could go play the window. Yeah. I could bick it at his door and shit. So like we had the phone game running. I had the phone when I was out, and then I put the sock on the phone for him when he was out. We had it rocking like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they didn't want to, the thing is that they didn't want me and him. They was looking at us like leaders. And they didn't want us to really bring people home. They was having a problem with with gangs at the time. And they was looking at us like potentially, you know, increasing our numbers because of the way that we was moving.
Gotcha.
And I was making moves with my man Tone. You know what I'm saying? Free that man from Pittsfield. You know what I'm saying? Big B's. We in the house.
So they classify you to old colony?
Yeah, they classed me to OC. They classed Nicky to OCCC too because they said that we ain't gonna fucking, you know, bring nobody home at the Funny Farm, and we didn't because
So what's that environment like over there,
pickings
man?
over there.
I never been to old colony.
Yo, it is fucking bananas, is what it is. Yeah. It is bananas, bro. They're fucking running trains on dudes in there. And,
wow.
Yo, it's crazy. The cops is letting it happen. They watch. The sheet goes up, and you will watch a line of motherfuckers go in and out, circle all day, bro.
You finish your time there. You never hit a minimum. I take it, right?
I just did a joint. I never hit a minimum because I'm a gang member.
Right.
So, but I fuck with mediums anyways. You know what I'm saying? I fake Adidas sneaker when I'm around because I'm the only white boy at the table.
Yeah.
But yeah, you know.
Do you start developing a plan for your release? Do you have it?
This trip, because I have my wife back in my life, thank God. I had this it was like an epiphany, I don't know, but I bumped into my wife, and then she called me a couple days later, and she told me that she wanted me to meet my son before I died. So me and my mans, Danny Baz, shout out you, Bazzy. We went and we met my son for the first time. He was 5. We met him at downtown. And I was actively using at the time.
Is that why she said that about dying?
Yeah, and we got on the train, and I wanted to stay on the train with him, and I couldn't. We get to Andrew and the disease of addiction. I just got up and walked. I said bye, and I walked off the train. It's the first time I ever met my son, and I had a pocket full of. But I didn't. I was fighting demons so hard, and everything in me was telling me to use, and I was hustling at that time, and all my friends around me were telling me you just get high, bro. You'll be all right. You got a pocket full of drugs. Just get high. And I'm like, nah. I
Were
just
they
met my
high?
son. Yeah, of course. They
so misery loves company.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I just met my son. I'm trying to do something different.
Yeah.
And I end up catching that. Now, mind you, I'm on the run. I caught a case with my brother on the run, and so now I'm on the run from Superior Probation for 2 joints. I had a trafficking case out of Stoughton I caught with my brother, and then I catch a new trafficking at Andrew. I'm coming out of 7-Eleven. They catch me with 144 grams of dope and fucking a half ounce of meth. And I thought they were robbing me, so I'm fucking throwing punches with the cars. And my man, you know what I'm saying, I don't know, you know what I'm saying, he claims different, but he sat in the wheelchair and watched me get beat up by 2 cops instead of giving me the shout out that they were coming up behind me. You watched me walking towards you, and 2 cops, you know what I mean? Yeah. You could have gave me the heads up. He didn't. You just let them fucking bundle me, and
damn.
Needless to say, it needed to happen.
Okay.
Because I don't get clean in detoxes. That don't work for me. I went to prison and I swore to myself that I would never get high again, and I have never shot dope since that day. It's been 2 years.
What did you go on a PV or something, like probation violation?
Probation violation, and I had 2 trafficking cases. And I beat both of them, illegal search and seizure, thank God.
How much time did you get for the probation violation?
I got a year.
A year. I heard you talk a little bit about, your dad in Valhalla. Talk a little bit about that.
Odinism is the oldest practiced religion in the world. It predates Christianity by 40,000 years at least. It's been proven. The hammer was the first cross that man wore. And yeah, these are the gods that we pray to. And they're the gods that I pray to, the Scandinavian gods, the old gods, Odin, Thor.
Is that something that was always part of your life? And when did you gravitate towards that? Why?
More, when I kind of found myself, honestly, my father passed away in my first state prison bid. He moved to Florida, bought a house, and died.
Is that something that he was practicing?
Yeah, I mean, he was listening to, they said that he was drinking a beer, and he was listening to one of my songs. I got this song called Down in the Hole. It's one of my first songs I ever recorded, and he was listening to that song when he died. So, I mean, that kind of, means something to me. Mm-hmm. The last time that we talked, he sent me money to buy a notebook and a pen. And that's the notebook and pen that I wrote a lot of the rhymes in that I put out as Juice D Emcee and as Renegade Grenades, you know what I'm saying, with my brother. But yeah, I love music, and music saved my life. I was able to find myself in music, hip-hop especially. That's where that's just me. I love the freedom of hip-hop, the culture, the creativity, just everything. And like I was saying at the beginning, I wanna help the kids. If there's any kids out there that are struggling with addiction, or that you're being abused, or something bad's happening to you at home and you feel like you got nobody that you can talk to, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to my brother. I'm sure you can reach out to my man Bobby right here. We're here for real. We're really trying to help. I'm really trying to help. You know what I'm saying? So if there's anybody out there that got some shit they need to get off their chest, bro, I'm here. You can call me. My name's Joshua Erlington. You can look me up on Facebook. Renegade, Juice D Emcee. You can look up my music. I got a lot of positive stuff. I got songs about mental health, all kinds of stuff, bro.
Yeah.
I tell all kinds of stories, bro. And it's just about being. Now it's about being a good person and us working together. Like Massachusetts has had such a hard time breaking into the scene because we're so focused on what the fuck we're doing in Massachusetts.
Right.
Like, we care so much about here. Like, right now, we just need to work together as a team and take off. Okay. And that's what we trying to do, bro.
Talk
43
about
AD, MBK Entertainment, Mo Beezy, Day Heat, Gates, Juice D Emcee. We in here. You feel me? Big B's, MBK to the death of me, to the casket drop. You know what it is.
How important was it to have, like, a outlet, like, right, doing music while you were locked up, man? Why is that important?
Hey, yo, right? I had a South House jumping. Believe you me, bruh. That's why they love me, because, like, yo, I bring positivity everywhere that I go.
Dope.
Like, yeah, I'm a political ass motherfucker, but like in the joint, bro, I be trying to make people laugh. So I'm always, you know what I'm saying, a positive to make the time go by. So I, you know what I'm saying, I be in my little rap circle in the yard, writing my new rhymes, to the gym, play handball, stop. Show somebody the new rhyme real quick, you know what I'm saying?
Did you look forward that?
Yeah,
to that,
I
showing
love
somebody
that shit, especially your brother. I used to show your brother my rhymes all the time. Yo, JoJo, come peep this. Yo, come peep this new rhyme. Yeah. And all the time, like, you know what I'm saying? I love that.
Man, what's
something about being able to move somebody with your words, bro, that's fucking just unbelievable, bro. I love that. Love that family.
Tell me what you learned about yourself, man. All these years, all the struggles, everything.
Yo, I learned that it doesn't matter what the next motherfucker thinks. I hid behind my fears and what I thought other people would think about me if they knew the real me and everything that happened to me. Well, now y'all know everything. It's all out there, and I'm okay. I'm breathing. Stop glorifying fucking rats.
Yeah.
Stop sending my people away. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can do whatever to me, but I'm still breathing, man. Y'all been trying to kill me since day one. I'm here.
No.
I'm here. I ain't giving up. And I'm gonna fight. My children deserve the right to fucking live in a fucking society where there ain't no bullshit going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like I said, this is for them, bro. This is my whole life. People looked at me like I was fucking, you know what I'm saying? And I always knew I had the potential to do it. And now I'm fucking doing it. And now people are looking at me all crazy, and that's okay. Fuck it.
Yeah.
I don't even care,
man,
bro. I'm to the tizzy, man. I'm to the top with this shit.
What advice would you give to, like, you know, a young man, teenager struggling that kind of had to go through similar stuff that you went through?
Hey, yo, talk, man. Talk about it. Talk about it.
Yeah.
Put it on paper. Put it on something. Holding that shit in, that shit's gonna turn you to a demon. On dogs, it shit'll turn you in. Many a nights I stayed up in a cell, crying, sweating, scared, worrying about my mother, even though fucking, you know, we got our issues, you know what I'm saying, still. Worry about my wife, my children. You gotta keep in mind, I was separated from my son and my wife for 5 years, but I couldn't have no contact. So I didn't know what was going on.
What's that like now?
And like
that relationship?
Yo, I have the most beautiful relationship with my children, B.
What's your favorite part about that?
My favorite part about being a dad is honestly the morning time. I love waking up in the morning and getting my son ready for school, getting him dressed, getting his teeth brushed, brushing his hair, getting him all fresh, putting his hat on, getting him drippy. You know what I'm saying? Letting him play his little Fortnite and then bringing him to the bar. I do it every morning. And then I come in and then my baby wakes up and he puts his big smile on when he sees me. And then, you know what I'm saying? I make his bottle and, you know, I let his mom sleep for a little while. We put on the trolls for him.
That's dope.
Turn on the computer, start fucking with the beats. And then, you know what I'm saying, my son, he sit with me all day on the computer making beats. My brother can vouch, like, on dogs, we press record, he be quiet. He be talking, we press record, he be quiet, he know what time it is. That's going to be my little man. He only 6 months, and he's smart as a fucking whip already. He about to start talking, walking, all that shit. We really be interacting with little man, something crazy. You know what I'm saying? He really, you know what I'm saying? Yo, I love it, bro. And it's crazy because, like, I wasn't there for my first son, but I was there for him, for this one. And it was crazy because, like, I was the first person to touch him after he came out of her. And that connection that, she had some complications. She was, like, puking and stuff, and they had to sew her up. So I was with him for the first 2 hours of his life, just me and him. Yeah. So, like, me and him got a special bond. And it's crazy. Before he was born, I did the hammer right on the bed. And this is so crazy, and y'all could call me crazy if I don't care if y'all believe it or not, but I have a statue of Thor. And one of Odin's children, Thor's brother, is named Tyr. And at Ragnarok, he gets his arm bit off by Fenrir the wolf, his left arm. Now, during the birth of my son, that statue fell off where it was. And the left arm broke off the statue. Only the left arm. Not the arm holding the hammer, but the left one. Tyr's arm. During the birth of my son, so you can't tell me that the gods weren't there.
Did that
when
make you feel...
When my son came into this world, I felt incredible. But like,
you felt like that's where you were supposed to be at that point in your life?
I know. This right here, like, everything that's happening for me right now is like, I'm telling you, I'm to the top. I'm to the top. Be on Dead Dogs, Renegade Grenades is to the top. I'm taking my wife. I'm taking my kids. I'm taking my
Let's go.
brother.
Talk about that. Talk about what you're doing now, man. This is the bounce back, man. We know you've been through a lot.
Man. Like I said, real recognize real. On to the next. Stop glorifying rats. Fuck all that. We ain't fucking with them. We over here. We doing what we do. And on Saturday, March 30th, pop the fuck out to Sammy's Patio in Revere, because you about to get your motherfucking face melted on Dead Dogs, right? Because we about to blow that bitch the fuck up. Yes, you ain't never been to a show like you about to come to an experience on this night. I promise you. I fucking promise you, $25 is a small price to pay to come to where we going. Better be there or you're a fucking lame on Dead Dogs.
There we go.
You go over there with the rats.
Yeah, man, I'm gonna definitely pop out for that one. I'm looking forward to it, man, and good to get to know you too here on a personal level, man. Talk about some of the short-term goals and long-term goals that you might have.
So I'm starting right now. I'm in the process of starting this group called Hip Hop Against Heroin and Domestic Violence. By the way, you can get plant-based hot dogs at IKEA for 70 cents. I found that out today on the radio, in case anybody wanted a plant-based hot dog.
Okay.
I just want to help the youth, like all the kids that like
So what's that program?
All the kids that are growing up the way that we did. Because like I said, society's indoctrinated as a whole, and it's not a mistake that our generation is all fucked up and our kids got to grow up with a fucked up parents. Like the government did that. Like all of these kids are going to be misguided with no fucking direction because of what they implemented on us. Mm-hmm. And it's fucked up. It's fucking population control, and it's fucking, they're doing it in our face.
Right.
And fuck it. Fuck that shit. Yeah, we here.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? We blowing 43 AD, MBK Entertainment. We doing this shit. Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, anybody that's struggling, like what I really want to do is I want to get a space eventually, like a warehouse where we can, one half of the warehouse is going to be like a stage with a seating area so that we can have our own shows, our own local shows for kids. And then the other half of the building, I want to have a recording studio, a writing studio, a dance studio, a videography studio, everything hip-hop. Everything hip-hop. I mean, breaking down bars, wordplay, all of that. Teaching these kids everything there is to know about the game of hip-hop. And then giving them a platform to use.
That's dope.
Giving them a place to perform shows, to be able to, you know what I'm saying, have their friend. And instead of them hanging out on Blue Hill Ave at night, gangbanging, they over here at the spot making music with us.
Like a little mentorship.
Yeah, like, and it's also good. I'm trying to talk to state reps. And whoever wants to get involved in this, please contact me. My email is joshuaerlinson198920@gmail.com. And you can contact me about this because this is something I'm really serious about. I really want to get this going. It needs to happen, especially in Boston, because these kids are misguided. They're killing each other out here over this dumb shit. when they could be in a studio making music with us and being heard, bro. And that's it, bro. I just want to give a voice to the kids, and that's my goal right now. I want to show my children that, you know, helping other people is a good thing. If you help other people, you go further in life. If you humble yourself, you grow. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of lessons that I learned, you know, it's crazy. I learned them in a short time. And, like, after my father died, it's crazy. I tell you the story, like, I found out, like, a lot of stuff about, like, what my father seen in Vietnam and, like, a lot of stuff about my life. And my father went through a lot of heinous things in Vietnam. And when he came back, my aunt Judith, his sister, was and murdered by 2 Vietnam veterans, and she was stuffed in a slide in Town Field with her tongue ripped through her throat. Yeah, that's how they found my aunt. I never had the pleasure of meeting her. But, like, that's the stuff that my father had to go through, and he didn't talk about it. He's a Dorchester guy his whole life. He's from Toplift Street. You know what I'm saying? We owned a house on the corner of Draper and Arcadia Street for years. Heckler Street, Leedsville Street, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. He's all through the hood, man. We was there, Witten Street. I'm Dorchester to the fullest, baby. He didn't talk a lot, and that's why me and my father had a rocky relationship, because he didn't talk about what he went through. So I wasn't able to connect to him on that level until after he died. And then when my father died, I was able to grow a little bit, because I was able to learn from him, and once I read what I read, I picked up the lessons that he was trying to teach me. He taught me so much throughout my life, but I didn't understand those lessons until I read this piece of paper from his psychiatrist that, you know, telling me what this man had to go through in Vietnam. I understood him. And, you know, I hated country music, right? Hated it. Never listened to it my whole life. Hated it. I'm in the yard, state prison, and this fucking song comes on the radio, Amarillo by Morning by George Strait. My father loved that song. And I listened to it and I cried. I sat down in the yard and I cried in Concord in the yard, right up against the handball wall. And I sat there. It was a beautiful fucking day. The wind was blowing, the sun was shining. And yeah, I swear to God, I was just listening to that song. And my dad came down and he told me, like, I was gonna be all right. You know what I mean? And that's it. And then I didn't change the country station. It stayed on, right? And I started fucking with country a little bit. And now I love country music. My man Morgan Wallen, all that, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Country and hip hop's really vibing right now, y'all. I'm fucking with the scene, big.
Morgan Wallen, he's doing tracks with Dirk.
Man. Yeah, Morgan killing it with Dirk right now. Yeah, my man Sam Hunt. Yep. My man Jelly Roll. Yo, everybody, you know what I'm saying? I really, the culture is fucking, the hip hop culture right now is like a beautiful flower, bro. Yeah. It's like a fucking, just like a rare lotus. There's just so many fucking subdivision. There's just so much going on in hip hop right now. There's drill. There's fucking, and then there's renegade motherfucking grenades, baby. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. We about to do this shit. You heard? Pop the fuck in.
Let's just touch base real quick for the jails, man. Real quick, prisons, man.
Free the jails, free the rail.
But somebody came home today, man. Hopefully, what advice you give to that person?
Hey, yo, right? Don't worry about going back, because if it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, right? But live your motherfucking life the way that you want to live your life. Yeah. Do what you want, any goals, any aspirations that you have, go out and do them motherfuckers right now. Yeah. Right now. Fuck all that extra shit, going to the store, getting a pack of cigarettes. Fuck it. Go out and chase them motherfucking dreams, because you might not have tomorrow to chase them the way that this shit's going right now. Yeah. This country is fucked up. You might not have the opportunity to chase those dreams for much longer. That's why I'm chasing mine. That's it. And I've been chasing mine since the gates closed behind my ass, man. I ain't looking back.
What do you attribute to be like the biggest part of you staying off of the bullshit drugs?
My children and my music.
Yeah. How so?
But honestly, waking up in the morning, like I said, and having that routine with my boys and... that's life. that's life. That's all I ever wanted. My whole life was just like a normal life. And like, I don't know why I don't know why that was not given to me, but like, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I got the cards that I was dealt, and I played my hand, and
that's what it is.
I'm here.
I think there's a lot of power in kind of when you realize that not everything's about you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you motherfucking right. And that's the big thing, like, for a long time, like, that's what it was. It was just about me, because who else is gonna look out for me? Yeah. Nobody looked out for me my whole life. So, it's even been hard to make this transition for me with this group with my brother. Like, I'm evolving as a person every day, because I'm used to making music by myself. Now I'm working with another individual, and even though it's my brother, we've had some problems, we've had some arguments, and trying to figure shit out. And you know what I'm saying? But that's my brother, and we get through them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We hug it out, and then the next day we straight. 5 minutes later, we straight. Fuck, it's an argument. That's my brother. If he punched me in the face, I'll punch his ass back, and then that's it. You know what I'm saying? But that's my motherfucking brother to the end. Ain't nothing ever gonna change that.
Yeah. That's
and that's real shit. That's family. That's being your brother's keeper, bro. And that's why I was driven to this, because my family didn't keep me.
Right.
They let me go, and all I wanted was to be kept. So now I'm the keeper.
What are you looking forward to the most about this fatherhood journey, man?
Showing my children how to live life properly without having to, make drastic sacrifices, drastic choices. I do all the shit that I do so that they don't have to. Yeah. And I did all the shit that I've done so that they don't have to. Hopefully they learn from my mistakes and the shit that they've seen me go through. Because I'm very vocal about it in my home. I let it be known. I'm not quiet about anything, because you can't be. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I want my children to be like that too. I want them to be outspoken if there's a fucking issue. I want them to be able to recognize that there's an issue and that's not okay.
Absolutely. Absolutely, man.
Because a child should be able to be a child, and that's it. Like, I want my children to be children.
Yeah.
A couple weeks ago, me and my brother, we took my son to the trampoline park or whatever, in like Avon or whatever. But my nephew, my best friend, one of my best friends, Anthony Juarez, rest in peace, my brother. Yo, I got your kids, bro. You don't have to worry about that, man. You don't have to worry. I got Armani, and I got your daughters, and me and Gates are showing him the way. And that's like a thing that we take really serious is my nephew lost his dad, and we've really been trying to integrate ourselves into his life more, because now he's a fatherless 14-year-old that's, going down the wrong path. He wants to be like us.
Right.
And we trying to tell him that, that ain't, being like us ain't cool,
Yeah.
You don't want to be a gang member. You don't want to be, in prison. You don't want to, like, even though, like, I love who I am and I love MBK, but, like, that's for me.
Yeah.
That's not for you.
There's a lot of pain associated with that, man.
Yeah, like, that's my life. That ain't yours. And I'm trying to see. So we took him to the trampoline park, and like,
that's cool.
He'd be listening to our music and shit. And all of our shows lately coming up, they're 21 plus events. So I need to find places where we can do all ages events, so that we can, start playing more shows for the kids and stuff like that. So that's definitely like on my list of things to do, is find venues where we can have all age events
to reach the
because
younger.
You remember back Cambridge used to have a huge hardcore scene when I was a kid, because I was that kid. Like, I loved hip, but I'm a music head. I'm a hip hop head, but I'm a music head too. Like, there wasn't, when I was in that group home in Plymouth, we used to sneak out on the weekends and shit. We'd put like dummies in the beds and fucking on dogs, right? One time we put the dummy in the bed and we stole the fucking staff dude's car in the middle of the night, and we fucking we just cruise. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yeah, bro. We went to a fucking we went to a hardcore show in Brockton at the Tigers Den in Romans it was called. The dude fucking forget his name. He's a good friend of mine too. Fucking Louis Azaks. He owns Max's Blues Cafe in Brockton.
So you always been into all kinds of music.
And like, my after that situation happened to me when I was 5 and my parents divorced, my mother was in the Brockton area and my father was in the Dorchester area. So my whole life I've been back and forth. Yeah. I'm a Dorchester kid, but I spent a lot of time in Brockton growing up. So I know a little bit about it. I know, gang banging out there and everything. Like I did it all. Okay. And shout out Brockton. I got a lot of people out there that I fuck with. But those hardcore shows used to be crazy, and I used to love going there to take out aggression, bro. Blood for blood.
We used to go to the half shell and do the mosh pits.
And go fucking spin kick and slam dance and fucking punch somebody in the face. White boy shit. And then fucking, you know what I'm saying, go bump some Biggie.
That's it.
On the way home. You know what I'm saying? Hey. I'll be in there with a fucking bandana, some J's, and you know what I'm saying, a motherfucking Bone Thug shirt. Yeah, throwing a fucking spin kick at some fucking weirdo and fucking call it a day, you know what I mean?
Hey, man. Hey, bro. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming through, bro. For real.
I appreciate you having me on Dogs, bro.
Well, so listen, right here, if there's anything that you wanted to touch on, some closing words, my guy, now is your chance to kind of get into that real quick.
You can be anything that you aspire to be. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something. If you listen to the words that I spoke in this podcast, I was trying to explain how society as a whole has been indoctrinated by the government. We're supposed to conform to this certain way of living where we, go to school, get a job, go to college, take care of Nobody said that we had to live that way, and society as a whole lives that way for whatever reason. But like that shit don't work for some people. Like whatever you want to do that. Like, and it's okay to be different. Yeah. It's okay to step outside the lines and be you. It's okay to have a different story. It's okay to come from someplace different. It's okay to be a real motherfucker.
That's it. Just be yourself.
And stop glorifying fucking rats. Dorchester and this bitch, we out.
Let's go, guys. It is what it is. Hold on. Back up for a second.
Oh, yeah.
We go. Guys, that. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
What's next is what you
and
make
it. What it isn't.
And that's what it is. All right, guys. On that note, we out of here.